Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another discussion video. So I'm doing something a little bit different this time, at least from an editing standpoint, because what we have here is 18 world ideas for a potential create a world tool. And this is written by Hazzaplumbob. Yes, the same person who did that really big, extensively detailed document going about how create a world should be done for The Sims 4. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for a little while now. Yeah, you can see the article is dated June 14th, but the season's pre-release hype was taking up so much time, I didn't really get around to doing this until now, after Seasons is out. So I thought it'd be a bit more interesting and engaging to do this in a live sort of manner rather than me just gathering a bunch of screenshots and editing them together and then putting my commentary over it afterwards. So without further ado, let's get started here. So yeah, the excitement of a potential create a world tool in the works, or caw, like a crow. Put together a list of 18 worlds that they're keen to make. And alright, so for inspiration, I'll be using all of the packs from The Sims 4 that do not already come with their own worlds, like the stuff packs, to build up a brainstorm of worlds that fit the themes of those packs. This includes every stuff pack, 3 of the game packs, and finally, of course, seasons! So the first one we've got here is Glittering Heights, a modern city with plenty of high-rise apartments, luxury penthouses, and rooftop lounges, the ideal location for hosting a soiree or dancing the night away with the Sims 4 luxury party stuff. Glittering Heights is home to a high-class society of wealthy Sims and socialites, which makes this city a thriving hotspot for young rich kids looking to host their next extravagant party. Out of the limelight of the main city is Glitter Harbor, a picturesque waterfront neighborhood dotted with fancy apartment buildings. And see, hopefully this will work. You can just click on the picture here without it stopping recording. Okay, good. So there's a better look at the icon. Wow, this looks really nice. I love the sunset too, and the mountains. And it's kind of funny, like luxury party stuff is my least favorite stuff pack with The Sims 4. But the idea of this world, it sounds really interesting, and I mean, of course, the waterfront idea really gets my attention as well. And yeah, that's definitely something that I would like to see, because there isn't really too many places for rich Sims, in my opinion. Like, yeah, of course, you can build a fancy house anywhere, but in terms of like environments where it makes sense, okay, it's like there's Uptown, maybe the Arts Quarter a little bit, but I don't know, maybe not as much. But yeah, there isn't really that many places where I'm like, okay, this place screams rich Sim territory. But alright, so let's move on to Snowdrift Pines. Okay, so Snowdrift Pines is a chilly alpine village surrounded by towering snow-capped mountains and dense evergreen forests. Fire up the hot tub, lay back and chillax in one of the premium lodges as you enjoy the Sims 4 perfect patio stuff. Nobody really goes to a ski lodge to, ski. What are you talking about? That's what I do. You go for the jaw-dropping views and the bottomless mugs of hot chocolate. Cozy up by the fireplace with your special someone and watch the delicate snow cascading from the sky, all from the safety and comfort of your winter lodge. So this definitely gives me some Vacation Island vibes from like the Sims Vacation, because yeah, like there's that one part of Vacation Island where it's winter all the time basically, and you have like those cozy lodges and stuff. Interesting. You got perfect patio stuff with this, because I think of Spa Day, but I mean, yeah, both packs can kind of work with a similar themed world, I suppose. And yeah, I mean, that would be really interesting to see in the future, although it'd be hard to make it work, I guess, without it feeling like a My First Pet stuff sort of thing, because it's like, okay, we got snow at Seasons, and we didn't get a new world with that. So it's like, how would you make that work where it doesn't feel like you're ripping off some people, But still, it's a really cool idea. And then we got Maple Square. I think I think this one actually resembles a bit the icon that Hazzaplumbob did when we didn't know what the Brindleton Bay world icon looks like, and then he just did his own, and it's not exactly like this, but funny enough, I actually like his better than the official one, even though I like the cats and dogs showing up and being like, yeah, it's the cats and dogs world. I like the actual picture more. But anyways, Maple Square is a quaint old town plaza nestled on the brisk sugar maple coastline. Many of the local residents moved to Maple Square to escape the hustle and bustle of the big city for a more peaceful lifestyle. The streets around Maple Square are lined with picturesque chocolate box shops that sell quirky knickknacks and really, really good ice cream. Okay, so that's where the cool kitchen part comes in. Warm up and enjoy a decadent bowl of Sugar Maple Coast's world-famous ice cream with cool kitchen stuff. I think Sugar Maple Coast is the name of the world in the console version of The Sims 3 Pets. I might be wrong about that, but yeah, it rings a bell, that's for sure. But yeah, wow, the hats off to you, Hazzaplumbob, for this idea, because I wouldn't be able to think of an entire world concept to go with cool kitchen. I don't know. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting little idea. I guess it might be a bit similar to Brindleton Bay, but I mean, I wouldn't mind. It definitely caters to my personal taste. Alright, so the next one looks pretty interesting. Shadow Grove. It's an eerie village tucked away in the middle of nowhere, home to a lot of pumpkin farmers and eccentric artists that like to keep to themselves. It's quite a tranquil place to reside. That is, if you like creepy haunted forests. With the blood-red sunset sky heralding the coming of nighttime, trees begin to creak in the howling wind, and the valley is cast into complete darkness. Shadow Grove's spine-chilling atmosphere has made it the go-to destination to celebrate Spooky Day with the Sims 4 spooky stuff. So that's quite an interesting idea. It's kind of like Midnight Hollow, but at the same time a bit different, with more focusing on agriculture with the pumpkins and some more eccentric Sims as well, not like vampires, but just Sims who really prefer to keep to themselves. And then the next one we have is Bridgeburg Keys, once a rundown neighborhood riddled with crime. Bridgeburg Keys is now an up-and-coming bohemian community full of hope and optimism. After the construction of a new local police precinct drove away all of the hoodlums and vandals, crime went down and residents began to restore the neighborhood to its former glory. A group of travelers moved into the area and helped to build new parks and gardens, giving Bridgeburg Keys a new lease of life. Celebrates the bohemian lifestyle by decorating your apartment with the Sims 4 movie hangout stuff. This is a pretty intriguing one as well, and I like the backstory behind it. I kind of feel like this would almost match with a superhero game pack if we were to get one. I don't know. View the superheroes driving out the crime that happened in the first place. I don't know. But yeah, movie hangout stuff. That's one of my favorite stuff packs ever, and it's a pretty interesting concept that you have like this bohemian community in the city, and it mentions apartments as well. And it would be nice to get another world with more apartments, because the ones in my save in San Myshuno are pretty much all filled up at this point. So yeah, it would be nice to see another city world with apartments, but one that doesn't feel too similar to San Myshuno at the same time. So the next one we have here is Rosebud Estate, property of the affluent Lord and Lady Rosebud. This manicured estate is home to many wealthy aristocrats, entrepreneurs, and socialites. Rosebud Estate is a gated community spread out over nearly 100 acres of private land, dotted with manors and stately homes, and surrounded by pristine woodland. The lush gardens here are cared for by a team of prestigious landscapers and flaunt intricate marble statues imported from far abroad. delight in the opulence of Rosebud Estate with the Sims 4 romantic garden stuff. Okay, I didn't see the icon at first, so I was wondering where this was going, but yeah, that would be a perfect match for romantic garden stuff. I don't know. I feel like it's hard for me to say how much I'd use this world until I would play it, but I don't know. It might be something I wouldn't use too much, but it could also be something that I might use a decent amount because, I mean, I do like some countryside neighborhoods, even though I don't play as rich Sims a whole ton. So next one is Midtown Avenue, and for some reason that just reminds me of the old racing games, Midtown Madness. But Midtown Avenue is a quaint and quiet little town on the outskirts of the busy city, dividing the peaceful suburbs from the chaotic urban environment. It is a very kid-friendly neighborhood, and as such is home to many families. The main street runs straight through the center of town, leading down to the city harbor, and further uptown nestled in the hills are the suburbs. The comic book store is one of many fun places for the kids to hang out and trade Void Critter cards or put on a puppet show with the Sims 4 Kids Room stuff. So this is a pretty interesting one to me, one of the most interesting ones because, well, Kids Room stuff is my favorite stuff pack at the time I'm recording this. I mean, by the time The Sims 4 is said and done, maybe a new stuff pack will take its place, but yeah, for now, Kids Room stuff is definitely my favorite, and yeah, it's an interesting concept of just like a world that would go with this, and to bring back comic book stores with that, it's a fun little idea as well, and I think this is a world that I would really like to see. So the next one we have is Sunset Shores. Sunset Shores is an idyllic seaside beach town just downtown of Sunshine City. Its gorgeous sandy shoreline is a popular destination for young Sims looking to escape for spring break, and there are plenty of bars and clubs lining the promenade to keep your Sims partying well past sundown. Water slides, lemonade, and a quick dip in the pool are a great way to keep cool in the sweltering heat of the tropical sun. And when the party's over, head back to your beach house for a smoking sunset barbecue. There's plenty of fun to be had in the Sims 4 backyard stuff. There's another one of my favorite stuff packs of all time right there. And yeah, this sounds perfect for backyard stuff and would go very well with seasons, although I would say the pack in general is definitely like a must-have if you have seasons, and especially with the whole spring break thing, yeah, definitely a good idea here. And yeah, I think I'll just move on to the next one here. Belladonna Hills. Tucked away in the fabulous Belladonna Hills and hidden from the intrusive gaze of the paparazzi are the homes of society's most elite. The wealthy and famous all live here. Entrepreneurs, singers, and movie stars, they all spend their downtime relaxing in these luxury mansions. Overlooking the stunning skyline of Belladonna Cove. Aha! Sims 2 reference, I had a feeling. These glamorous houses flaunt the perfect combination of privacy, open space, and beautiful vistas. Not everyone can afford to live in such an affluent community. But if you're one of the lucky few, enjoy this sheer luxury with the Sims 4 vintage glamour stuff. That's quite interesting. I really like this picture too because unlike a lot of the other ones in this post, this one, it's like not bright and stuff. It's darker, but not like to the point where it's like, I don't know, Christopher Nolan Batman or whatever, but it has like this really nice kind of like romantic-ish the nighttime tone here, if that makes any sense. And I don't know, it just looks really nice, and this would be a really good world to accommodate for multiple packs because this would go pretty well with a celebrity pack, assuming we get one. I keep forgetting about it for some reason. Maybe it's because of the Road to Fame mod, but yeah, I mean, we should get a Superstar expansion or game pack before The Sims 4 ends, and this would be a really good world to go with that as well. And there's probably other packs that could go well with. I can't just think of it right now. Maybe certain aspects of city living, I don't know. But next up is Tenpin Lane. Tenpin Lane certainly isn't a place of tranquility. This bustling neighborhood is bathed in the luminescence of 1,000 neon signs and endlessly thunders with the sound of weighty bowling balls hurtling down varnished alleys. But anybody who's anybody in the bowling community has played the lanes here. So maybe little Simsies Tommy Oaks would love this world. But there are 5 bowling alleys to choose from with the Sims 4 Bowling Night stuff, each with their own unique charm and style. And after the game has ended, head over to Wanda's Burger Bar and Milkshake Shack for a delicious meal out with your bowling buddies. Now that sounds really cool. I wanted bowling back so badly in The Sims 4, although I felt kind of overwhelmed by Bowling Night stuff in the end, but this world really stands out to me. I mean, I've been complimenting each and every world so far, but like, yeah, this is quite a unique one, but not in the way that it's like, I don't know, catered towards occults or unrealistic playstyles, but it's like, oh, you have a community that's focused on bowling, and we haven't had that in The Sims before. So that's a really creative idea, and bringing back milkshakes, that's a pretty good idea too, to go along with bowling. So yeah, wow, Tenpin Lane, this is one of my favorites. Alright, so next up is, wait, did I show you the picture in full? There it is. I think I did, but just making sure. Alright. Verdant Dunes. The striking verdant green of this valley against the savage sterility of the surrounding desert is quite a breathtaking sight. As the sun rises over the dunes, its warming rays ignite the moisture-covered plants, creating a sea of glistening green, gleaming like a jewel in the desert. The architecture here is constructed completely from recycled and upcycled materials, with energy-efficient lighting and electronics powered by the local solar batteries and wind farms. Verdant Dunes really is a sustainable and carbon-neutral society. The wide open spaces and fresh desert air make for a great workout space, and the eco-friendly accommodations and green lifestyle means your Sims can enjoy the Sims 4 fitness stuff without the worry of creating a carbon footprint. This is quite interesting. Like, initially I wasn't that interested by the sounds of this world, but as we got into the more like eco-friendly aspect, I was just like, yes please. Because I mean, I've been very vocal about wanting like eco-friendly gameplay and off-the-grid related stuff as well, and just solar energy, and yes, like this would be a pretty cool thing to see in The Sims 4. Like the wash tub and the clothesline are a nice start with laundry day stuff, but yeah, like something like Verdant Dunes would be really interesting where it's a more eco-friendly community. Alright, so next up is Bluebell Meadows. Meadows. Bluebell Meadows is a serene central park and a sanctuary for those looking for a few hours of peace and quiet from the hustle and bustle of city life. With 3 large garden parks all connected by flagstone pathways, dotted with ponds and streams for that relaxing sound of trickling water, shady areas under the trees to escape from the hot summer sun, and playground equipment for the kids to hang out on, this is the perfect place to take the family on a day out. Pack up a picnic, round up the kids, and head on down to Bluebell Meadows with the Sims 4 toddler stuff. Okay, that's quite an interesting idea on how to approach toddler stuff with the world. So yeah, it is something where it's like the city is nearby, but you still have this really nice park. And yeah, I guess it could be kind of like My Shuno Meadows, except the whole world. And instead of being like in the middle of the city still, it'd still be like a little bit farther away, I guess. And yeah, definitely got to have some emphasis on playgrounds because of the direction they went with this. By the way, I forget already if I enlarged the icon of Verdant Dunes, so there it is. But yeah, let's take a look at this icon too. Okay. Yeah, it's quite pleasant looking. So yeah, it seems like an interesting idea. It's not like the one I'm most excited about, But yeah, I don't know. I guess it could make sense, but at the same time, it's like maybe too similar to Willow Creek and Newcrest. But still, like being able to think of an idea to go with toddler stuff is pretty good, and something that's not just straight up suburbs. So the next one we have is Redwood Reservoir. This one already looks intriguing just by looking at this picture. This goes with Laundry Day stuff, one of my favorite stuff packs. So Redwood Reservoir is an off-the-grid community with basic electrical essentials powered solely by the nearby dam. The town is out of sight of the main highway running over the dam, concealed by a dense coverage of towering redwood trees. Most of the residents here are farmers, lumberjacks, and fishermen living off the land in rustic log cabins, with their only modern comforts being plumbing and electrical lighting. The country-style outfits and furniture from the Sims 4 Laundry Day stuff is the perfect fit for this rural community. This might be my favorite one. I already expressed that I really want to see like a more off-the-grid like community, and this just, yes, every word here just it really appeals to me. And oh man, if a world like this comes out ever officially, or if Hazzaplumbob was able to make this himself with a Create a World tool, then I'm gonna be all over this. Yes, like this looks like just such a nice change of pace from what we normally have in The Sims 4, and it'd be nice to even have like the options of being like, yeah, like completely off the grid. And the next one we got here is Aspen Apartment. So it's a small and friendly downtown neighborhood with cheap starter homes perfect for your young Sims, ready to leave the nest, or newlyweds looking for a space to start a family. With pleasant views of the surrounding city skyline, studio lofts, rooftop gardens, small parks for recreation, coffee shops, and more, this is a great community for those with a small income. Although compact, these apartment buildings are close to lush parks and green spaces, perfect for households with cats and dogs. Or if you're looking for something a little smaller, why not adopt a cute little hamster with the Sims 4 My First Pet stuff? They're small and easy to care for, and great if you've not got the spare space for a larger pet. So here's the icon for it in full, and wow, it was really great. You managed to think of an idea to go with such a poorly received stuff pack, but I am getting like vibes of what is it called? It's like a Sims 2 spinoff. It's like I think it was on a portable system where it merged apartment life and pets together for The Sims 2. Yeah, I can't remember the exact title of it, but some of you may know what I'm talking about here. But yeah, it does sound like a fitting place to have a community that surrounds small pets. And next up, we've got Springwater Summit. Sometimes you've just got to get away from the stresses of everyday life. And what better place to wind down and detox than a calming mountain retreat? Springwater Summit is a lush spa getaway hidden away in the dense forests of the Samasian mountainside. So book your flight for a soothing weekend away, relaxing in a luxury Japanese-themed hotel, complete with calming massages, bracing walks in the fresh mountain air, steamy saunas, and a warming dip in the local hot springs. Your Sims will feel rejuvenated after spending a weekend in the mountains with the Sims 4 Spa Day. So that's quite good that the idea for this Spa Day inspired world is still much different from the idea of, what was it called again? I already forget. Snowdrift Pines from Perfect Patio stuff. Because yeah, the two kind of share themes like a little bit, not like too much, but a little bit of crossover, just like the whole relaxation aspect. So it's good that we have like a more Japanese inspired world here with Springwater Summit. And then We got Bon Appetit Street. Nothing in the fridge except cold pizza. It's time to take your Sims out on the town for a meal they'll never forget with The Sims 4 Dine Out. The irresistible smell of French cuisine wafts through the air of Bon Appetit Street, an elegant Parisian district packed full of restaurants and bistros, from cheaper establishments serving traditional peasant dishes to lavish fine dining at a posh rooftop garden. Bon Appetit Street serves all manner of customers, so pull up a chair and pour yourself another glass of River Blossom Cranberry Nuella. Just be sure not to fill up on bread. So this is a really good idea. I really wish Dine Out had come with the world, but not like a massive one, just something around the size of Magnolia Promenade, where it's made to just be like a district so you have more room to place down restaurants. And this sounds perfect. Like it sounds pretty French inspired, and yeah, I mean that's kind of just like a stereotypical thing that you would think of when you think of something that is focusing on fine cuisine. And just be sure not to fill up on bread. Yeah, I like bread a lot. Alright, we're getting close to the end here. Apple Blossom Acres. So this one goes with Parenthood, and I love the icon for this one. It's actually the wind turbines in the background and the wavy clouds. Very pleasant. A friendly community with acres of open spaces and beautiful manicured parks. Apple Blossom Acres is the ideal neighborhood for big families spanning multiple generations. With large modern suburban homes and sprawling backyards, there's plenty of space to raise the kids in a comfortable environment with The Sims 4 Parenthood, and even enough room to build a guest house out back for the in-laws. Public parks and gardens are a great spot to walk the dog, or take the kids out for a day at the playground, or just chill out in the backyard by the pool. So yeah, this sounds like a really cute idea, but in a way that it's like, yeah, with Parenthood, it's like, okay, yeah, just have like a generic white picket fence suburban world, but especially with the focus on like having apple trees and being like, I don't know, like not completely farm oriented, but maybe a little bit, so that it does have some more flavor to it that makes it stand out compared to the other worlds that we have right now. Because especially Newcrest, that can really fill like the whole white picket fence thing if you choose to take it in that direction anyway. Alright, so last and certainly not least, I'm really surprised my voice hasn't given out at this point, but I guess I've recorded longer videos than this. Honeysuckle Farm. This one goes with Seasons. So it's another off-the-grid, self-sufficient community of farmers who grow a wide range of produce to sell to the local towns and cities. All of the residents here have green thumbs and love to potter around in the muddy fields all day, growing potatoes, onions, carrots, tomatoes, and many other highly demanded crops. Some of the younger farmers have also taken up beekeeping to help pollinate the farm's crops, and maybe even get a little honey on the side. Enjoy everything the countryside has to offer with The Sims 4 Seasons. Well, I hope you've enjoyed reading my world ideas. Let me know which is your favorite. And if we do ever get The Sims 4 Create a World tool, what sort of world would you like to make? Alright, yeah, Honeysuckle Farm. This is another very interesting one to me, one of my favorites, and yeah, at the same time, like, it has a little bit in common with Redwood Reservoir, but still a little bit different, because like with Redwood Reservoir, it looks like the central landmark of this would be a dam, and you have like the off-the-grid stuff, but it's like a little bit more, like, it's more off-the-griddy than Honeysuckle Farm, I guess. And yeah, with Honeysuckle Farm focusing more on farming gameplay. So if we ever get like a farming expansion or a game pack, this would be another world that this would go with. And yeah, combined with Seasons, this could be absolutely incredible. So that's pretty much it. What's my favorite out of these? I don't know, man. It's hard to pick. I mean, I guess I can give like a top 5 or something like that. So, in no particular order though. Tenpin Lane, yeah, definitely Tenpin Lane. Verdant Dunes, maybe it'd be like pretty up there, I suppose. I think. There's one near the top that I would like. Yeah, Glittering Heights. That's a pretty good one. Maybe not sure if it'd be top 5. It'd be pretty darn close to it. And yeah, Midtown Avenue could be a really interesting one, especially like with the lighting that they have going there. It could be really interesting in terms of aesthetic. And Belladonna Hills, that's a really good one to go with a celebrity pack whenever we get that. And yeah, of course, Redwood Reservoir and Honeysuckle Farm. I think I think the last one might not be, it's like last but not least, but in my case it might be the most, because this one just might be my overall favorite, because yeah, you might know that I've been very vocal about wanting farming, and plus it is also like incorporating some off the grid stuff, so that's kind of like a match made in heaven for me regarding Sims gameplay. Like, yeah, that could be just a really amazing world. So yeah, here's hoping that we'll get some sort of farming community, because I think that is something that we'll need at some point. And just like, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be like focused on farming, but just like a rural community in general, because we have tiny bits of it, I guess you could say, with the countryside of Windenburg, like that really big neighborhood, and Sable Square in Brindleton Bay. But other than that, no, like not like a full world that focuses on that feeling. So yeah, that would be really useful. I have to tell you, Maple Square, yeah, coming up with an idea for cool kitchen. As good as that one, that was really good. But yeah, overall, I hope you enjoyed at looking at all of these custom world ideas with me, and I'm really glad that I finally had the time to sit down and do this. So let me know in the comment section below which of these are your favorites, and be sure to leave a like or a comment or even subscribe, because it lets me know that you like my channel, my videos, and it helps you keep up to date more easily with the latest content from me. I do videos on The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more, so I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching, and of course I will leave a link to this article in the video description below.